This is 1450 AM, KBPS, Portland.
AM 1450, KBPS presents live PIL basketball. Now with all the action, let's go courtside with the KBPS sportscasting crew.
Hi everyone and good evening from Lincoln High School. I am Sean Phillipson for AM 1450 KBPS in Portland and live streaming on the web on www.kbps.am. Tonight's game features 6A girls basketball as the Lincoln Cardinals host the IW Wells Guardians. Looking at how these two teams have fared during the regular season thus far, IW Wells Guardians are 9-4 overall. They have played 15 games so far in total, which is the most in the PIL so far this year. And for the Lincoln Cardinals, they are 8-5 overall. But the IW Wells Guardians, they have a 2-2 record, a 500 record in PIL play. For Lincoln, they are 1-4 in the league standings thus far. Both of these two early on are currently qualified to make the postseason. Lincoln sitting in at 30th ranked, and IW Wells sitting in at 14th in state in 6A play. Looking at the schedule for Lincoln, what they've had to deal with in the last 5 games, they've lost 3 out of 5. We had the broadcast on January 6th from Lincoln, where Jefferson came into town and blew out the Lincoln Cardinals 62-28. Also in league play, they did defeat Franklin in a tight contested game, 46-44. Lincoln currently on a 2-game losing streak, though. They lost at Benson by 60, 91-31, and losing a tight Grant, 49-47. Lincoln tonight trying to end a 2-game slide and try to get back on their winning ways. For IW Wells, they too are on a 2-game losing streak, so somebody tonight will have their streak ending, as IW Wells lost to Jefferson 41-39 on January 11th, and then 6 days after, on January 17th this week, they lost on Monday to Beaverton in the MLK Classic event from Franklin High School, losing 33-22. The 22 points are the fewest scored by IW Wells this year, and they would like to have the scoring output back up, as they normally would average around 50 points or so during the regular season. They've had games scoring 60, 61, 50, 48 in bunches, so they can score the basketball, does IW Wells, but they are going to need a lot of help tonight. Charlotte Richmond will be doing the work for the Guardians. Let's get to you the offensive starters for both teams tonight. First for IW Wells, it'll be Charlotte Richmond, Daphne Reed, Eve Hart, Eliza DeJulio, and Autumn Hart. For IW Wells, for Lincoln, Zoe Ansbro will start. Morgan Miller returning to the lineup, Jasmine Bennett, Julia Calvin, and Renna Kittredge. Those are the offensive starters for the Lincoln Cardinals. Guardians are coached by Anthony Leverett. Cardinals are coached by Kevin Berry. Should be a good matchup for tonight's matchup here from Lincoln High School. Coming up during halftime, we'll preview the upcoming schedule for the rest of the month of January. For the rest of this month, should be a good one. We're going to step aside for a timeout, and when we come back, we will reintroduce the starting lineups for both teams and have the first quarter action live from Lincoln High School. It's the Guardians of IW Wells High School and the Cardinals from Lincoln High School next on AM 1450 KBPS in Portland. Welcome back to Lincoln High School on AM 1450 KBPS in Portland. IW Wells and Lincoln about to tip off momentarily. Let's get to you the starting lineups one more time. First for the Guardians, it'll be Richmond, Reed, Hart, DeJulio, and Hart. For Lincoln, Ansbro, Miller, Bennett, Calvin, and Autumn Hart will seek her first start, to my knowledge, during our broadcast this year. Normally she would be on the bench, as I think Mia Fowler would usually get some starting minutes. But Autumn Hart will get the start tonight for Ida B. Wells. It will be Hart jumping it up against Kittredge. Tip-off one for Ida B. Wells in the road forward screen uniforms with white lettering and gray trim on the side. They start the game. Ida B. Wells going right to left. Pass intercepted and stolen by Bennick for Lincoln. Bennick up the floor. Passes right into the corner to Ansbro. Ansbro kicks it out to Kittredge in the post and passes it out to Morgan Miller. Miller has missed a couple of games for Lincoln this year. Trying to get back in the lineup. Lob down low to Calvin. Calvin on the kick out. Three-pointer left baseline is good by Zoe Ansbro. And puts Lincoln on the board. 3-0, 7:20 remaining in the first quarter of play. Richmond with two Lincoln players in the backcourt defending her, and she gets it across the timeline. Richmond passes left over to Hart. Richmond passes right over to Reed. Reed over for Hart. Left baseline, Hart. Now over to Richmond. Richmond over to Reed. Reed over to Hart, right wing. Right elbow. On the kick out is Hart. Ida B. Wells not in a huge hurry to shoot the basketball, and a pass intercepted in the post and stolen by Lincoln. Up the floor, it is Calvin to the basket, and a blocking foul will be called on Charlotte Richmond inside. Personal foul number 1 charged to Charlotte Richmond tonight. 2 free throws coming up for Julia Calvin. And the first free throw is good for Calvin. She will have one more from the charity stripe. 4-0 start for the Lincoln Cardinals early. And coming into tonight's game, both teams on some minor losing streaks as Calvin gets 2 for 2 at the line. Ida B. Wells and Lincoln coming into tonight's game with 2-game losing streaks, trying to put that to bed tonight. Lincoln playing a full court press in the backcourt, and Ida B. Wells gets it across. Pass too high from Reed, and over and back violation called on Autumn Hart as she dove for the loose ball on the near side in front of the scorer's table. It'll be Julia Calvin to inbound and gets it in play to Morgan Miller. Miller passes left. Over for Calvin. 18-footer, no good from the left elbow. Defensive rebound for Richmond. Richmond's their leading scorer for Ida B. Wells in her senior campaign. Nearly traveled did Hart on the jump shot. Passed out to Reed. Reed right wing. Now back to Richmond between the rings. Now back to Reed right wing. Back to Richmond, 2-man game. Left side into Hart. Pass over to Eve Hart. There is a three-point attempt. No good by Daphne Reed. Defensive rebound pulled down by Ansbro. Ansbro passes right. Over for Miller. Miller, right wing, passes left wing, far side to Calvin. Calvin holding the ball up. Now over to Bennick. Great ball movement by the Cardinals. Miller on a kick out. Ansbro a 3. Left baseline, no good. Hit the net, but didn't go through the hoop. Rebound for Ida B. Wells. Autumn Hart. Over for Richmond, walking across the timeline. Now passes right over to Reed. Back to Richmond. 5:20 remaining first quarter of play. 5-0 lead. Lincoln lead. Daphne Reed holding it up between the rings. Now back over to Hart. Hart and Reed playing 2-man game. Now back to Richmond. Richmond holding the ball. Now over to Autumn Hart. Autumn Hart looking for help. Passes to Daphne Reed between the rings. Guarded by Ansbro in that matchup. Now over back to Richmond. Richmond now dribbling the ball with her left hand and now passes to Autumn Hart. Ida B. Wells taking their time with the basketball. Very methodically to the basket is Hart with the left-handed hook. Missed it. Offensive rebound to DeJulio. She puts it in with a 12-foot jumper. DeJulio with her first field goal for Ida B. Wells. It's 5-2. Lincoln, 4:30 remaining in the first quarter. On the drive is Miller. Pulls the ball back out, guarded tightly by Daphne Reed. Dump it into the post. Right block over to Rick Kittredge. Jump hook. Good, and she is fouled. And Kittredge will go to the line looking for a three-point possibility. Liza DiGiulio on the foul for Ida B. Wells. That is her first. And at the line will be Kittredge looking for the three-point play. And Kittredge misses the three-point play. Defensive rebound pulled down by DiGiulio. 7-2 lead. Lincoln. 2 team fouls on the Guardians so far in the quarter. None for the Cardinals. Bounce pass. Richmond tried to dump it in the left block to Hart. It's out of bounds. It will remain Guardians basketball. 4:05 remaining in the first quarter. 7-2 lead for Lincoln. Richmond lobs it up high and got it in play to Hart between the rings. Hart inside to DiGiulio in the paint. Lost the dribble, got it back. Passes for Hart. This time a three-pointer, no good by Reed from the right wing. Defensive rebound pulled down by Calvin. Calvin on the break. Will take it to the basket herself. Shot blocked by DiGiulio. Richmond has it, and a foul in the backcourt on Morgan Miller, reaching in on Charlotte Richmond. And entering the game for Ida B. Wells will be Mia Fowler. She will check in for Autumn Hart. 3:43 remaining first quarter of play from Lincoln in Southwest Portland. Lincoln in the home white uniforms with red lettering and black trim on the sides. As they go left to right. Right to left for Ida B. Wells, as I said. Richmond over for Reed, right baseline. Back to Richmond. Over to Fowler off the bench. Nice pass to DiGiulio for Eve Hart. And Eve Hart lays it up and in. DiGiulio on the assist. It's 7-4 Lincoln. With 3:10 remaining in the first quarter of play, hustling to the table for Ida B. Wells is Dana Savage. She'll check in next dead ball. Shot blocked by Hart. Eve Hart at that on the jump shot attempt by Julia Calvin. And after the whistle, we got a foul. We got a foul on number 32 for Lincoln, Julia Calvin. That is her first foul of the game. And Calvin will head to the bench now. Lincoln with 2 team fouls themselves very quickly in the first quarter. Savage gives it for Eve Hart. Gives it to Fowler. Fowler pulls the ball back out. Back to Richmond on the left baseline. DiGiulio lobs it inside to Hart. Hart on the kick out to Fowler between the rings. Fowler stops her dribble. Bounce pass inside the paint to Hart. Great quick ball movement by the Ida B. Wells Guardians. Eve Hart on the kick out Richmond. Richmond has been denied her shots in the quarter. Three-pointer attempt. Good from the right corner. Dana Savage buries it. And we are tied at 7 from Lincoln. It's 7-7 with Ida B. Wells and Lincoln. Up the floor is Miller. And we have a foul on Ida B. Wells. Dana Savage on the foul. For hand checking, that will be her first. On Dana Savage, inbounds for Lincoln. Bennett gets it in. And over to Ansbro, now over to Miller. Miller setting up the offensive set play for the Cardinals. Miller slips and a steal by Savage. Savage on the run, looks for a trailer, kicks it to Hart. Thought about the three. Tightly contested by Miller as she played tight defense, stopping the transition triple. Ida B. Wells still with the basketball is Hart. Hart lost the ball, got it back. Hart gives it for DiGiulio in the paint. Kick out, Richmond, pump fakes, puts up a floater, no good from the left elbow. And the defensive rebound pulled down by Lincoln. Couple substitutions will come in next. Dead ball for Lincoln. Miller on the right wing, behind the back dribble, pulls it out. Over for Ansbro. Back to Miller. A three-pointer shot partially blocked by Eve Hart. It hit the side of the backboard, but it will be Lincoln basketball. Entering the game, Julia Calvin will return, and Eva Canor will check in, as Jasmine Bennick will get a trip to the bench to rest, and Renna Kittredge as well for the Cardinals. Lincoln has led as many as 5 in the first quarter. And since then, Ida Wells has countered with a 5-0 run of their own to tie it up at 7. Pass intercepted and stolen by Eve Hart from the inbounds pass from Lincoln. Up the floor is Savage, not about the 3. Passes for Fowler, not about the 3. Pass on the foul line, Hart kicks it out. Savage a 3-pointer, right baseline, no good. Rebound tracked by Calvin for Lincoln. Miller passes over for Stutzla-Zara, who's on the floor for the first time tonight for Lincoln. Calvin with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. Ansbro over from Miller. Over to Isabella Stutzla-Zara. Ansbro, right baseline, a 3-pointer from Miller is no good from the left corner. Defensive rebound by Eve Hart. 20 seconds left of the quarter, tie game at 7-all. With Ida B. Wells and Lincoln. Richmond guarded by Miller in the isolation at the moment. 5 count was on. Ball movement, Richmond, a 3, right baseline is short. 3 seconds left. And the ball out of bounds with 1.8 left to the Guardians. Or pardon me, to the Cardinals, rather. They have enough time to catch and shoot. And it'll be Julia Calvin to inbound. And got it into Ansbro. And Lincoln does not get us a shot in time. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We are tied at 7-all with Lincoln and Ida B. Wells. Stay tuned for quarter number 2 next on KBPS. Welcome back to Lincoln High School on AM 1450 KBPS and live streaming on the web on www.kbps.am. Sean Philipson on hand. Second quarter about to begin from Southwest Portland. Tie game at 7-all with Lincoln and Ida B. Wells. Lincoln led as many as 5, a 7-2 lead to start the quarter. And since then, Ida B. Wells has answered back with 5 unanswered points of their own to tie at 7-all. Lincoln to begin quarter number 2 with the ball. It is Calvin, a kick out. Ansbro, a right wing 3. No good. Defensive rebound for Eve Hart. And Richmond holding the basketball up the floor. Richmond scoreless points in the first. Dina Savage with 3, leading for Ida B. Wells off the bench. Richmond, as Lincoln going into his zone defense to deny Eve Hart the basketball in the post. Get it into Autumn Hart now, who's back on the floor. Kick out to Richmond. Richmond, ball moving outside to Fowler. Back to Richmond, left baseline. Between the rings is Fowler. Right wing, Savage. Dump it in the post. Right block to Eve Hart. Gives it to Autumn Hart, and she is reached and fouled by Lincoln. And that foul is on Morgan Miller. That is her second personal. Team's third of the quarter for both teams now. As Richmond looking to get it in play and got it into Autumn Hart. Back to Richmond. Richmond passes out to Savage. Richmond to Fowler as she handles the ball momentarily. Back to Richmond. Richmond, left baseline. Now back to Fowler. Ida B. Wells, once again, as I said in this broadcast, they are taking their time passing the basketball, waiting for the open shot. Just looking to get Lincoln off edge just a little bit. In Autumn Hart, lost the ball, steal by Lincoln's Bennick, who's back on the floor. Bennick kicks it out, and throw transition 3. No good, air ball. Rebound pulled down by Savage. Bringing it up is Charlotte Richmond. Richmond, what a bounce pass inside. Layup is good by Eve Hart in the paint. Richmond the assist on a beauty. And Ida B. Wells has their first lead of the game tonight at 9-7 with 6:15 to play in the first half of this one. Bennick gets off the pick. Bennick, illegal screen called on Renna Kittredge. Entering the game for Lincoln, Karina Moda will check in. Daphne Reed returns. Liza DiGiulio returns for Ida B. Wells. Guardians ball. Got it into DiGiulio. DiGiulio's lost a handle and a steal by Ansbro. Ansbro 1-on-2. She takes it to the basket and scores. What a play by Ansbro. On a 1-on-2 disadvantage, she takes it up against the two shot blockers in there for Ida B. Wells and scored it home. Tie game at 9, 5:40 to play, first half of play. Pass in the foul line to DiGiulio. DiGiulio muscled the shot up good and fouled. Jasmine Bennick on the foul for Lincoln, her first. And Eliza DiGiulio to the line for a three-point possibility. And it appears a violation has been called on Ida B. Wells. Daphne Reed came with a running right up to the foul line, and the free throw gets allowed. Pull-up jumper no good from Calvin. Defensive rebound pulled down by Richmond. Richmond and the Wells Guardians, Ida B. Wells Guardians, with that up by 2, 11-9. Three-pointer for Fowler. Left baseline no good. Rebound pulled down by Moda for Lincoln. 5 minutes to go, first half of play. Ansbro leading the game with 5 first half points for the Cardinals. Ansbro is fouled underneath. Collision on the far side there. That foul on Mia Fowler. That is her first. 2 free throws coming up for Zoe Ansbro for Lincoln. And the free throw is good by Zoe Ansbro. One more from the line. And Ansbro rattles in the second free throw. Eve Hart for Ida B. Wells will check in next dead ball. Morgan Miller for Lincoln will check in next dead ball. Tie game at 11 now. 4:45 remaining first half of play. Autumn Hart receives the pass underneath to DiGiulio, and she lays it up and in. A little big-to-big action with the passing from DiGiulio and Hart. Hart on the assist. And a 13-12 lead for Ida B. Wells over Lincoln. Neither team has been in double figures leading. Traveling violation on Lincoln as Ansbro slipped to the floor and moved with the ball. And now those substitutions will take effect. Eve Hart will come in for Mia Fowler. Ansbro will head to the bench. Morgan Miller returns to the court for Lincoln. 13-11 lead for Ida B. Wells. Eve Hart passes left over to Richmond. Richmond double teamed. Now single coverage. Richmond off the pick from DiGiulio. Eve Hart, ball tipped out of bounds by Kittredge. And it's off of Wells. Lincoln ball. 4 minutes to go. First half of play. Miller passes right over for Calvin. Calvin off the pick. Passes into the far corner. Three-pointer good by Karina Moda. Her first from long range off the bench. And it's Lincoln by 1, 14-13. Hart on the kick out to Autumn Hart. DiGiulio pass inside to Eve Hart and rattles it in off the glass. Eve Hart with 6 leading the Guardians, tying with DiGiulio. And the lead back up at 1 for Ida B. Wells at 15-14, 3:20 remaining. First half hand check foul on Ida B. Wells. Daphne Reed on the defensive foul for the Guardians, her first. Team foul number 5. For when we last broadcast, before some restrictions happened for the crowd, Coming to Lincoln was being in a library. It still feels like that sometimes, as the missed layup twice by Calvin missed. Rebound by Autumn Hart. Bringing it up is Richmond now. Guarded by Miller. Reed over for Eve Hart. Back to Autumn Hart on the left baseline. To Julio, pass inside to Eve Hart and lays it up and in. That is the Julio's game right now. She has back-to-back assists and a 3-point lead for Ida B. Wells at 17-14. Miller over for Bennett. Bennett stripped of the ball, one-handed by Eve Hart. Reed bringing it up for the Guardians. It's Eve Hart, dump it in the post to DeJulio and lays it up and in. 8 now for Eliza DeJulio for the Guardians. And a 5-point lead for Ida B. Wells. Timeout Lincoln. And they will take it, will take it with them to the break. 2:09 remaining in the first half of play. It is Ida B. Wells 19, Lincoln Cardinals 14 on KBPS. 2:09 remaining in the first half. Lincoln trailing Ida B. Wells 19-14. Both teams have let as many as 5 in the first half. Neither team has been above double digits yet. And we did call for a good game tonight, and it is living right up to the expectations so far in the half. Miller setting up the offense for the Cardinals out of the timeout. See what they do with it. Miller inside the foul line on the kick out is Calvin. Straightaway 3 out of the timeout. And knocks it in from long range. Calvin with 5. And it's a 2-point deficit for Lincoln. It's 19-17, 1:42 remaining in the first half. DeJulio, pass tipped, recovered by Hart in the post. Hart kicks it out. Reed, Richmond between the rings. Hart, that's Autumn Hart on the left baseline. Eve Hart at the foul line. Dribbles twice, spin around, jumper, good! Eve Hart with 10 for Wells, Ida B. Wells, and it's 21-17. Guardians over the Cardinals with 1:14 remaining in the first half. Moda over for Miller. Miller, one dribble handoff over for Calvin. Calvin stopped her dribble. Back to Miller off the pick from Calvin. Miller kicks it out to Bennett. Bennett with less than a minute to go in the quarter. Pass underneath to Calvin on the right block. Turns underneath the paint. Jumper round and in for Julia Calvin. Calvin now with 7 for Lincoln. 21-19 lead for Ida B. Wells. Reed handling the ball. Passes right over to Hart. A wide open 3. Around and out. Defensive rebound by Kittredge. 25 seconds left of the quarter. Lincoln can hold for the final shot, and that is what Coach Kevin Berry is signaling to Morgan Miller with the standing dribble and the Cardinals to deal with here. Calvin dribbling, kicks it out to Bennett. 5 seconds left of the quarter. Bennett muscles shot up, no. Put up a second effort, that's no good. Rebound to Richmond. She shoots it from half court, and it's short. I think the ball was in her hand still as time expired. But no harm done as we go to halftime. Ida B. Wells 21, Lincoln 19. Halftime show next on KBPS. Welcome back to Southwest Portland, home for the Lincoln Cardinals on AM 1450 KBPS. Sean Phillipson on hand. Halftime show beginning right now. Let's look at the leading scorers for both teams. We'll start off with Ida B. Wells. Eve Hart leading the game in scoring with 10. Eliza DeJulio with 8. And Dana Savage with 3 for the Guardians. Charlotte Richmond's been kept quiet in the first half as she is scoreless with 1 personal foul. Looking at Lincoln. Zoe Ansbro with 5. Julia Calvin, actually, she leads the game in scoring for Lincoln with 7. Ansborough with 5, Moda with 3, and Rena Kittredge with 2 for Lincoln. Those are the scores so far at halftime. Only one player has 10 points, and that was Eve Hart. Nobody else for Lincoln has been in double figures yet. That can easily change going into the second half. I'll tell you, in this first half, the Cardinals have literally double-teamed Richmond with the basketball in her hands because they know for a fact that if Richmond starts to get off a good shot anywhere on the court, that can get her going from mid-range to the perimeter and everywhere on the court. But that has allowed Eliza DeGiulio to rack up some assists as well. If we had assists as a statistic on hand tonight, I would bet you that Eliza's thrown 4 terrific passes tonight, particularly to Eve Hart. And Eve Hart's been the beneficiary of making field goals in the first half. For Lincoln to be down by 2, there's still a lot of game left. Both teams have led as many as 5. It's been a spurt of runs as well for both teams tonight. For Lincoln, they just need to continue to use their momentum to have Ansborough and Calvin be those 2 girls to step up offensively for Lincoln, where Morgan Miller has been kept quiet herself. She is yet to score in 2 personal fouls. We will step aside for another timeout, and when we come back, we will preview this week's upcoming games on KBPS for the rest of the month of January and look at the games that are in progress in the PIL for girls basketball. Halftime score, Ida Wells 21, Lincoln 19 on KBPS. Ida Wells leading Lincoln 21-19. At halftime, Sean Phillipson on hand. We will continue the halftime show right now, previewing this week's games on KBPS for the rest of the month. This Friday, we'll be back here at Lincoln for boys basketball, as it will be the Lincoln Cardinals hosting the Benson Techmen. Our first look at Heather Seeley Roberts and the Lincoln Cardinals to take on the Benson Techmen. Should be a good matchup for that one. Again, this Friday night at 7 o'clock. Thursday, which will be 6 days from then, we have a doubleheader that was rescheduled to the 27th of Thursday. Cleveland at McDaniel, 5:30 tip-off, followed by, that's the boys matchup, followed by the girls matchup at 7 p.m. for that game as well. And then Friday, January 28th, South Medford will be visiting the Benson Texters for girls basketball action. That will conclude the rest of the month for January. We'll have the upcoming schedule for February on the website for kbps.am. Games played tonight in the PIL: Franklin at Roosevelt, Benson at McDaniel, and Grant at Cleveland. Those are the games being played tonight in the PIL. This concludes the halftime show. We'll be back in 60 seconds for third quarter action from Lincoln High School. It's Ida Wells 21, Lincoln Cardinals 19. You're listening to live 6A girls basketball action on AM 1450 KBPS in Portland. 21-19 lead for Ida Wells over Lincoln. Second half about to begin. It has been a relatively energized game for both of these two squads, although Ida Wells is playing more in the half-court offense as they will begin quarter number 3 with the ball. Bringing it up to Charlotte Richmond. Passes left over to Autumn Hart. Richmond double-teamed. Back to Autumn Hart. About 3 feet out between the rings. Richmond and Hart playing two-man game. Autumn Hart passes for Eve Hart. Richmond lets loose for 3. Around and out. Rebound. Jump ball called. Possession arrow follows Lincoln side. Good release point for Richmond. Just missed it in and out of the rim. IW Wells now playing a full court press in the backcourt. A steal by Richmond. Richmond intercepts the pass beautifully. Richmond over now to Daphne Reed. Pass over for Eve Hart at the foul line. Autumn Hart outside the three-point line. Holding the ball, passes left over for Richmond. Good quick ball movement by the Guardians. Three-pointer for Daphne Reed. Right wing is good. Daphne Reed, her first from long range tonight. And it's a 5-point lead for IW Wells at 24-19. This has been the largest lead for either team tonight at 5. And a pass stolen away by Eve Hart. Not a good entry pass by Miller. Richmond on the way to the basket, lays it up and in. Richmond with her first field goal of the game. And a 7-point lead for IW Wells at 26-19. Bringing it up is Miller. Calvin on the right corner, passes over for Ansbro. Good ball move by the Cardinals offensive set. Off the pick, Miller goes. Miller circling around the court, passes for Calvin. Calvin on the way to the basket, banked it, no. Defensive rebound by DeJulio. 6:05 remaining in quarter number 3. 26-19 lead for IW Wells. Eve Hart on the kick out for Daphne Reed. Autumn Hart, left wing, Richmond, a three, no good. Defensive rebound by Calvin. Calvin bringing it up, over for Miller. Miller gets off a screen, a hard pick by Calvin. Pulls it out. Calvin, a straightaway three, no good. Defensive rebound by Hart. 5.5 remaining in quarter number 3. Richmond bringing it up for IW Wells. Over for Autumn Hart, holding the ball. Gives it for Reed. Reed between the rings, dump it to the block to DeJulio and puts it in with the jump hook left side. DeJulio with 10. And the lead grows for IW Wells at 9 now. It's 28-19. 5:05 remaining. Third quarter of play. Calvin, runner in the lane, no good. Calvin follows her own shot, and a jump ball called. Possession error will go to IW Wells. Kevin Berry motioning to the official that he wants a timeout called. And he will take a 30. We'll keep it here for the moment, but IW Wells off to a solid start in the third quarter. Leading by 9 at 28-19. After a relatively close first two quarters of that, we were tied at 7 at the end of the first. IW Wells led after 2 by 2. And since then, IW Wells in the first 3 minutes and 2 seconds, if I can get the math correct, are on a 7-0 run rather quickly. And that's why they're ahead by 9 at 28-19. IW Wells to inbound the ball. Following the jump ball moments ago before the timeout occurred for Kevin Berry and the Cardinals. Richmond bringing it up. Over for Reed. Autumn Hart at the foul line now puts up the jumper and knocks it down from the right elbow. Autumn Hart, her first field goal, and the lead extends to an 11-point lead for IW Wells. It's 30-19 lead. Guardians. A 9-0 run. Miller's pass thrown out of bounds. Actually, that was Bennick, rather. Guardians ball. 30-19 lead for the Guardians. Richmond bringing it up the timeline. Passes right over for Reed. Back to Autumn Hart. Reed Right baseline three, good again. Boy, Daphne Reed having a terrific game from outside. That's her second from distance. And a 33-19 lead. A 14-point cushion for IW Wells, as Lincoln has yet to get a point in the quarter. Ansbro over for Moda. Moda back to Ansbro in the left corner. Near side, off the pick. And a turnover on Ansbro. Nice steal by Mia Fowler for IW Wells, as she is on the floor right now. Julia Calvin at the scorer's table. She'll check in next dead ball. Bottom Hart over for Reed again. Right wing. Quick ball movement by the Guardians. Eve Hart will for the jumper. Banked it. No. Got her own miss. That's Reed. Nobody closed out on her, and Daphne Reed lays it up and in underneath. 35-19. A 16-point lead for IW Wells. A 14-0 run for the Guardians to start the third quarter. Ansbro, dribble handoff to Miller. Miller passes left over for Bennick. Bennick on her way to the basket, kicks it out. Ansbro for three, no good. Lincoln still without a field goal in the second half, or in the third quarter rather. Lincoln get the offensive rebound. Miller over for Ansbro. Ansbro dribbles with her left hand, spinning, puts up the tough jumper, no good. Another offensive rebound for the Cardinals. Foul called on IW Wells. Daphne Reed on the foul for IW Wells. That is her second. Julia Calvin will come in. Even Kanur on for Lincoln. Daphne Reed will head to the bench for Anthony Leverett's squad. And the inbounds pass by Ansbro. Got it in play to Calvin. Dangerous pass. On the way to the basket is Miller. Miller pulls it out and now shoots the three. Left wing, banked it in and out. Rebound pulled down by Mia Fowler. 2:33 remaining third quarter. 35-19 lead. Lincoln still without a field goal in the third. Fowler over for Richmond. Richmond kept quiet tonight with 2 points. Jumper for Autumn Hart. Air ball from the left corner. Defensive rebound by Calvin. Miller over for Calvin. Pass now to Bennick in the corner. Driving to the paint. Shot blocked, but a foul is called. Mia Fowler on the foul for the Guardians. That is her second. 2 team fouls for the Guardians. 2 free throws coming up for Jasmine Bennick. Everybody getting into their spots now at the free throw line. Bennick at the line to shoot 2. Bennick makes the free throw. No sub yet. Second free throw, short. Rebound pulled down by the Julio. 2 minutes to go, third quarter. 35-20 lead. Savage into the Julio on the kick out. Fowler puts it up and in. Yeah, Fowler on the board for the first time tonight. 37-20 lead for IW Wells. Miller driving, missing the layup. Rebound stolen away by the Cardinals. It's Miller, a 3. That's no good from the corner. Rebound pulled down by Savage. Richmond over for Fowler. Now back to Hart. Pulls up from 20, and that's good from straight away. With 4 and the lead up at 19, 39-20 lead. What a run defensively for IW Wells. We got a holding foul on Autumn Hart. That'll be her first. And that'll be the team foul number 3. Isabella Stutz-Lazara will check in for Lincoln. But before that happens, we have a 30-second timeout call. 30-second break with them. 39-20 lead. IWL's lead on KBPS. 53.4 seconds to go in quarter number 3. 39-20 lead. IWL's leading it. Both of these two teams trying to end a 2-game losing streak. I do believe this is their first meeting as well. Ball tipped away by Savage and out of bounds. Great defense by Savage to knock it out of the inbounder for Lincoln. Couldn't see who that was, but what a terrific play. 51.8 left. IWL gets it in play. Autumn Hart. There was a pass over for Fowler. 43 seconds to go in the third quarter. Richmond passes over to Savage. Autumn Hart kicks it out. Three-pointer. Short by Fowler. Offensive rebound to Autumn Hart. And she lays it in. 41-20 lead. It's a 21-point lead for Ida Wells. What a third quarter for Ida Wells. They've limited the Guardians' scoring to just 1 point. That's it from the free throw line. Calvin with 5 seconds left of the quarter. Calvin will pull up from 18, no good. Double clutched her shot as well, and a foul is called on Lincoln. Julia Calvin on the foul. That is her second. Karina Moda back on the floor for Lincoln. 1.3 seconds left for Ida Wells. That's enough time to get a shot off if they can get the ball past the half-court line. They don't get it past half-court. Richmond gets the inbounds pass, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter of play. Ida Wells 41, Lincoln Cardinals 20. Fourth quarter coming up next on KBPS. Fourth quarter about to begin from Lincoln High School. Ida Wells leading this one, a score of 41-20. In the third quarter alone, Ida Wells outscored the Lincoln Cardinals 20-1 in the quarter. That's it. And I'll tell you, Ida Wells made so many defensive adjustments in the third quarter to limit Lincoln's ball movement down to just 1 point. That was from the free throw line. No field goals allowed or made in the third quarter. Jump hook with the left hand, no good by Rena Kivich to start the fourth quarter for Lincoln. Defensive rebound, Richmond bringing it across as Fowler. Triple team backcourt. Richmond gets it across to Reed. Over for Hart. Eve Hart gives it to a runner off the glass. Nicely done on the roll. Autumn Hart on the field goal. She has 8. And Ida Wells continuing to add to their run. A 23-point lead for Ida Wells. I said in the outset of the game as Miller will drive a miss, but she is fouled. That this game was going to be a tight matchup, and it has not been the case in the second half. Daphne Reed on the foul, her third for the Guardians. 2 free throws coming for Morgan Miller. Miller back iron on the first attempt. Jasmine Bennick returns to the court for Isabella Stutz-Lazara. .7:10 remaining fourth quarter, just underway here from Southwest Portland. A 23-point deficit Lincoln has to face, make it 22. As Miller makes her first point of the ball game. 43-21 lead for Ida Wells. Richmond over to the right corner in Reed. Reed, right baseline, the three-pointer, no good. She's got a couple of them tonight from long range in that same spot. Look out, pickpocket from behind Bennick. And a traveling violation is called underneath on Daphne Reed. Lincoln ball. Reed moved while she grabbed the loose ball, diving for it. Inbounds pass, ripped away, jump ball called. Possession arrow to IW Wells. Inbounds to Fowler. Fowler over for Hart. Hart into Autumn Hart. Good ball movement by the Guardians inside to Eve Hart. Spinning from the foul line. No good with the right-handed layup from the right block. Pass inside to Autumn Hart, who followed her own miss on the rebound, and a foul's called on Autumn Hart, actually for the loose ball foul. Loose ball foul on Autumn Hart. That is her second. Julia Calvin returning to the court for Lincoln as Karina Moda will head to the bench. 43-21 lead for IW Wells. 6:23 remaining in the game. Lincoln can hold on, or if IW Wells can hold on now in the two-game slide. Daphne Reed on the foul for IW Wells. That is her fourth. And Eliza DeGiulio will have to come on off the bench. And she will be replacing Mia Fowler, not Daphne Reed. Daphne Reed will stay on the floor with 4 fouls on my stat sheet. Calvin over for Bennett. Bennett, left corner, Calvin. Calvin off the screen. Calvin pulls it out, now between the rings, circling around. Over for Miller. Miller kicks out for Ansbro. Back to Miller, left corner near side. Ansbro to Miller underneath. And pass up in the air, stolen away by Eve Hart. Eve Hart up ahead to Eliza DeGiulio. DeGiulio all the way to the basket, missed the layup and close. Rebound pulled down from behind Ansbro, and a foul on IW Wells. Eve Hart on the foul, that is her first. And we're at the 17th foul for IW Wells, so it'll be 1-1 for the Cardinals. Zoe Ansbro. Opportunity for Ansbro to get on the board, and cannot. 5 points for her in the game. Rebound pulled down defensively for the Guardians on the miss. Richmond bringing it up to Reed with 4 fouls. She has to be careful now. Richmond gets the pass. Karina Moda at the table. She'll check in next that ball along with Isabella Stutz-Lazara. Autumn Hart over for Reed. Over to Richmond now on the left baseline. Back to Autumn Hart. IW Wells using the clock to their advantage with a big lead. Over for Reed. Reed. Over for Autumn Hart. Autumn Hart handling it without a dribble. Now back into the post to Eve Hart. Nearly turns the ball over. Got it into DeGiulio. DeGiulio lost the ball. Got it back at a jump ball call. Possession arrow to Lincoln. And now Stutz-Lazara and Moda will check in for Lincoln. Rena Kittredge will head to the bench. And Morgan Miller as well for Lincoln. 4:44 remaining in the game. 43-21 advantage for IW Wells. Carry violation on the attempt from Calvin, as he tried to drive to the paint from the right block and couldn't. On the dribble illegally, mind you, for the carry. Richmond over for Reed. Reed back to Richmond between the rings. Now over to Autumn Hart. Autumn Hart holding it up. Back to Richmond. Richmond, 4:17 remaining in the game. Ball poked loose by Ansbro. Richmond got it back. Now over to Eve Hart on the left wing, far side. Now over to Richmond. Dumps it inside to DeGiulio, and DeGiulio lays it up and in. DeGiulio with 12 for IW Wells, and the lead grows at 45-21, a 24-point lead for IW Wells. A three-pointer, air ball by Bennett, and a holding call. Foul on Ida Wells DeJulio. That is her second. Ella Green will check in off the bench for the first time tonight for Lincoln, as Calvin will head to the bench to rest. 3:48 remaining in the game. Isabella Stutz Lazara at the line to shoot 1-1. We're at the 8th team foul. It should be on the scoreboard. The free throw, no good. Defensive rebound, Ida Wells. For some reason, the scoreboard still has it at 7 team fouls for the visiting Guardians, but that's all right. DeJulio over for Autumn Hart. Hart over to Richmond. Richmond dumps it inside to DeJulio. Good, and she is fouled. And a foul called on Jasmine Bennick, her second foul of the game. DeJulio leading the game in scoring, leading all scorers at that with 14 points tonight. And a 3-point play to boot is good. Liza DeJulio, 15 points. One of 2 Guardians in double figures tonight. 48-21 lead. A 27-point lead for Ida Wells. Just 2 points scored all in the second half for Lincoln, as Lincoln has been defensively or offensively been off rhythm with the ball movement, and a traveling violation called on Zoe Ansbro. Over 14. 3 minutes exactly to go in the game. Fourth quarter, 48-21 lead Ida Wells. Richmond bringing it up the timeline. Over for Hart. Over for DeJulio between the rings. DeJulio passes for Richmond. Dump it inside to Eve Hart from Richmond and lays it in off the glass from the left block. Lead continues to grow for Ida Wells. It's 50-21, a 29-point lead. Moda got the ball back after it was lost. Moda over for Ansbro. Comes between the rings. Ansbro driving into the paint, lays it up, no good. Good defense by the Guardians, and the defensive rebound pulled down by Autumn Hart. It has been a difficult night for Lincoln tonight to score the basketball from a variety of areas in the paint or from the perimeter. Nice entry pass from Richmond, and DeJulio finishes well with the right-hand hook shot. Another assist from Charlotte Richmond tonight. DeJulio with 17 points, and the lead continuing to extend for Ida Wells at 31. 52-21 lead. Green on the pass out to Ansbro, right corner, and a timeout, Lincoln. This will be a full timeout, Lincoln. So we'll step aside for a break. 1:39 remaining in the game. 52-21 lead. Ida Wells over Lincoln on KBPS.
This is the home of live PIL sports action. AM 1450, KBPS, Portland.
Play resumes now as Autumn Hart driving into the paint and lays it up and in for Ida Wells. Initially, I thought there was a timeout called, but the official told the coach that we got to play on, and we have an offensive foul at the other end on Lincoln's Eva Kanor. That is her first. But it's a good thing we have the station ID to play in time. Thank you, Donna, for that as well. Donna doing a great job in the back at the KBPS studios. Less than a minute to go now in the game, as Autumn Hart gets it into Kaden Leverett, who's making her first appearance of the game for the Guardians. Savage holding the ball up. Now back to Leverett, back to Savage between the rings. 45 seconds to go in the game. Pass intercepted and stolen by Moda. Karina Moda with a 2-on-2 break ball, tipped away by Savage. Out of bounds. It will be Lincoln ball with 38.1 left in the fourth quarter. 54-21. a 33-point lead. Moda. Entry pass denied, but a foul call on Autumn Hart. That's the 8th team foul officially. Third foul on Autumn Hart. Actually, it'll be a 2-shot foul. My apologies. At the line, Knurr gets the free throw. As everybody was moving, indicating 1-1. Timeouts wise, Ida Wells yet to use a timeout in the game. Knurr 1 of 2 at the free throw line. 29 seconds to go in the game. 54-22 lead for Ida B. Wells. Angela Simon making her first appearance of the game for Ida B. Wells. They want Simon to shoot it. Over for Caden Leveretts. Leveretts over for Savage, left wing. Dump it into the left block to Autumn Hart. Skip pass, Simon. 5 seconds left for the ball game. Savage on the left wing. Dana Savage on the kick out. Autumn Hart a 3, partially blocked. And the game is over. The final score tonight from Lincoln High School. Ida B. Wells wins this one 54-22. We will take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, we will get the KBPS post-game show coming to you from Southwest Portland. Final score again, Ida B. Wells wins at 54-22. We'll be back on KBPS. Welcome back to Lincoln High School. The final score once again from Southwest Portland. Ida B. Wells wins this one 54-22 over the Lincoln Cardinals. Sean Phillipson here with the post-game show, the KBPS post-game show at that. Looking at the scores, we'll start them individually for Lincoln first. Nobody went in double figures for Lincoln tonight, led by Julia Calvin with 7, Zoe Ansbro with 5, Karina Moda with 3, Morgan Miller with 1, Eva Knurr with 1, and Rena Kittredge with 2 for Lincoln. For the Ida B. Wells Guardians, Eliza DeJulia led all scorers tonight with 17, 1 of 3 in double figures for the Guardians. Eve Hart contributed with 12, Autumn Hart contributed with 10, Daphne Reed with 8, Dina Savage with 3, and Mia Fowler with 2. At the half, both teams led as many as 5, and in the second half, literally, Ida B. Wells came out storming, making some threes, and then playing terrific defense all the way around to propel them to a victory here tonight. They led as many as 33. They win by 32, does Ida B. Wells over Lincoln. Looking at the second half scoring, Lincoln just scored 2 points in comparison to Ida B. Wells scoring 33 points, 33-2 in the second half for the Guardians. Really putting on a dominating performance, limiting the Cardinals' field goal percentage. If we had that as a statistic tonight, it would be really difficult to understand how much defense Ida B. Wells really put in playing the passing lanes on the Cardinals. Even turnovers would be a factor in there too. Richmond didn't do a whole lot tonight, again with 2 points, but other players stepped up. DeJulio Hart and Autumn Hart and Eve Hart also did their work. Daphne Reed also knocked a couple from long range. Lincoln led as many as 5 in the first quarter, leading 7-2. And then Ida B. Wells stormed out to their biggest lead of 33. They win by 32. This Friday night, we'll be back here at Lincoln High School in Southwest Portland for boys basketball action. Our first look at Heather Seeley Roberts' Lincoln Cardinals against the Benson Techmen, as this will be their first visit here for the Techmen this year. Followed that by next Thursday, we have a doubleheader starting at 5:30 p.m. at McDaniel. The boys will tip off at 5:30 against Cleveland, and the girls game will tip off at approximately 7 p.m. between Cleveland and McDaniel for girls basketball. And then January 28th, girls basketball action. Benson will be hosting South Medford for girls basketball. This concludes tonight's broadcast. Special thanks to Donna Nagus, our studio engineer, the athletic director from Lincoln High School, Jessica Russell, and the assistant athletic director, A.J. Valencia, for getting us prepared for tonight's broadcast. For more on our upcoming schedule, go to www.kbps.am. Once again, the final score from Lincoln High School, IAW Wells ends a 2-game losing streak, and they defeat Lincoln, who are now on a 3-game losing streak. The final score, IAW Wells 54, Lincoln Cardinals 22. I am Sean Phillipson. This has been live high school girls basketball action in 6A on AM 1450 KBPS. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Live PIL Basketball. The preceding broadcast was a sports presentation of AM